All right, I know you are very busy, so listen really close to what I'm about to say. Your childhood is controlling the simulation. This is exactly how to change your past and start to control the simulation and your future consciously. So here's the thing. If there's something in your life that you don't have, that you've been wanting or working for, and it hasn't happened, it's not because you aren't working hard enough or you don't want it bad or you're cursed or you're unlucky or it's not meant to be or you don't have the right techniques or you're not doing the one right thing. It's not about doing, and it's not about obtaining more knowledge. Whether it is relationships, you want to attract your soulmate, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whether it's around money, getting a certain job, your dream house, if it's around health, it might be around friendships, it might be emotionally based or health based or general well-being, going from feeling just generally down to being happier, whatever it is that you want. If you do not have it, and this goes for myself too, I can say this with a 100% guarantee because it's the exact same thing that is stopping me. And every time I do what I'm about to share with you, something epic happens. $10,000 comes out of nowhere. I get a random email for a new business opportunity that nets me $100,000. I meet an epic new person. Like, something always happens. Now, that is because the only thing that controls the simulation is your childhood. And by simulation, I'm talking about your reality. The simulation term has become popular, right? But all it really means, think about a simulation, just like a computer simulation. What controls a video game? Code, right? The way that it is coded. That's what controls the game. Well, in the game of life, in the simulation of life, the code is your childhood. And how you were raised and how you emotionally internalized what you heard and what you experienced is ultimately now the engine that is predicting and creating your reality today, right now. For example, let's say that I wanted to attract my soulmate. I'd been unable to. I become sad or depressed, resigned that it wouldn't occur. It's been years, failed relationships, etc., etc. Why isn't this working? Dang it. But let's say that my parents got divorced when I was little. And it was like one of those big, messy divorces. Mom moves to the other side of the country. Dad moves to the other side. And I'm the only child. And my parents, every time I'm with one of them, they always try to pit me up against the other one. And both of them live incredibly miserable lives while I'm growing up. It messes up my childhood. There's all these fights, arguments. I'm moving back and forth. Both of them are essentially trying to withhold their love to me unless I turn my back on the other person. It's this big, messy relation, right? As a kid, I internalized that love was pain due to these circumstances. I internalized that you can't trust anyone. I internalized that maybe this is my fault. Maybe they got divorced and all this bad things happened because of me. Now, then, because I never cleared or changed my past, and I internalized this as a child, now as an adult, my operating system is I can't trust anyone, love is pain. So what happens? My subconscious is protecting me from a relationship. Unconsciously, the simulation, my unconscious programming, even though I consciously want love, that is only responsible for 5% of our lives, according to all the data, all the research on psychology and neuroscience. Your conscious desire right now for whatever you want, more money, love, relationships, health, a certain job, anything you want, that is your conscious desire. It only controls 5% of your life. 95% of your reality is subconscious. Well, the subconscious mind is 100%, the code of it is 100% written in stone by the time you are a teenager. So, predominantly from the time you're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, that is controlling your reality as an adult. So, to attract the relationship I want, I have to go back in and release those belief systems I didn't even know I had. I wasn't aware that I had a belief system, love is pain, where you may want more money, but your parents argued about money all the time. Maybe your dad went bankrupt. Maybe they spent their whole lives in credit card debt. Maybe one of them died early of stress. Maybe they always told you that rich people are greedy. Maybe you watched your mother suffer for years and years and years because your parents were broke and she couldn't afford the health care she needed, and she needed health care. And she wasn't able to get the quality she wanted, and it diminished the quality of her life. Therefore, you associated money with evil. When in reality, in the world we live today, the lack of money is what was perpetuating that cycle, not money itself. It was the lack of it. So now as an adult, you've got all these dreams and things you want, but you can't land the job. No matter what, you cannot get the job you want. You think the interview goes perfect. Someone else gets it. You keep getting passed up for the promotion. You can't get the big clients. You can't get your business to the next level. You're in revolving credit card. Things aren't changing, but you consciously want the change. What is happening? Then what happens is we go, oh, I'm going to go to another seminar. I'm going to learn a new business strategy. It's that I need to wake up at 4 a.m. Oh, it's that I need to stop drinking coffee. It's that I need to drink more coffee. It's that I need to follow this person. But none of those things control the simulation. Your childhood controls the simulation. And once you go back into your childhood and you ask yourself a couple simple questions. Number one, based around what I want, let's say I want that money, but I can't get it. So based around your goal, what is it and how was it that you were programmed? What did you hear? What did the adults around you say? And what was the learned assumptions that you got around your conscious desires as an adult? Well, I learned that money is evil, that rich people control the world is unfair, we'll always be struggling financially, so you better get used to it. I want to uncover those things that I learned, based exactly around what my conscious desire is. So, whatever it is that you want, but you aren't getting, if you want to start to control the simulation, you have to understand your childhood. And when you understand your childhood, then you have the answer as to why your desire is eluding you. So around love, you ask yourself, what did I learn about relationships? What was the definition of love that I unconsciously learned as a child? I have a friend who now he's happily married now. He's just had his first kid. When I originally met him, he was in toxic relationship after toxic relationship after toxic relationship. And he's like, why isn't it working, Jake? And I was like, what is your definition of love? And he's like, love is pain. Love is hard, but I hope it's worth it. And I was like, bro, that's why you keep attracting these toxic relationships. You believe love is pain, love is hard. So we had to clear that. So once you identify what the core beliefs and emotions, what did you hear? What did they say? What did you internalize and feel? Once you know what those are, then you can replace them. And this is when you rewrite your past. What do I want it to be? Taking the same past that happened to you. Pretend I'm that guy who watched his mom suffer and have disability and not be able to get the medical care she needed. Now I go back into my past. I learned love is pain, or I learned that money is evil. I learned that rich people control the world. You're always going to be poor, or whatever. Now I learned that's why I don't have the money I want as an adult. So let me rewrite my past. Let me change my past. Looking back at my mom struggling with this disability and yada, 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 what do I want my belief system to be? I could easily take a positive inherited belief from that, such as that money is a tool. Money is good. Lack of money is evil. The more money I have, the more I can help others. So then that's what I do. You want to replace those belief systems with your new foundational belief systems. This will only take you a few minutes. All you're doing is essentially rewriting the subconscious code. Everything in your entire reality, the only reason it happens is because of childhood. It's the only reason. And if you identify what the governing emotions and beliefs you unconsciously inherited, and then rewrite them and change your past, essentially, you will then change your future. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this once you've went through this technique is to start practicing using repetition to reprogram the subconscious mind. And I have a free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned as the top comment in the comment section, and it's in the description of this video. Go click into the description of this video, or go to the top pinned comment, or just open up a new tab. Go to jakeshypnosis.com. It is free. Over 1 million people from all over the world have used it. When I was younger, I grew up in a really competitive family. Everyone was a competitive sports person, and I identified my validation and self-worth out of achievement. And so it really came from this place of I'm not enough unless I validate myself with accomplishments and acknowledgments and achievements. Well, when I was 19 years old, I decided I was going to drop out of college, backpack around the world, write a book about it, become a big millionaire author, all these things. Well, every single publishing company, when I wrote that book, said no. And that was like this huge weight. I didn't expect it. And what happened was all of my childhood programming came up that I'm not worthy unless I have the success, the validation from these publishing companies saying yes, but they're all saying no, which means I'm stupid, which means I'm going to fail, yada, yada, yada. So I had to go back into that and rewrite that I am enough, that I'm good enough, that I'm worthy enough, that I don't need the success to be enough. Well, the craziest thing happened once I rewrote that, and then I started listening to a success hypnosis. It was a version of the one that I just mentioned that I give away for free. And I started listening to it every day, programming me that I give my talents with love. I'm wonderfully blessed financially. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. Well, the craziest thing happened. I ended up self-publishing that book in 2012 when self-publishing wasn't a thing. And I sold 10,000 copies of that self-published book out of the trunk of my car, which led to a TEDx talk, then a book deal with the #1 English publishing company in the world in my early 20s. All these things started happening, but they didn't happen until I changed my childhood. I changed the meaning I gave my childhood. And firstly, I even discovered what the programming was. It's called the unconscious mind for a reason, because as an adult, we're totally unconscious that these belief systems about money or love or whatever are even there in the first place. And second of all, that they are controlling our reality because we like to think that we are in control of our lives when we actually aren't. The engine is, and the engine is the childhood programming. So your childhood controls the simulation. And when you go into what did I learn? What are the learned behaviors? What are the learned beliefs? What are the learned emotions that I inherited from my childhood based around my desires, based around money, based around success, based around love, based around health, based around happiness, based around depression, based around friendships, based around betrayal, whatever it is that you want. That is not only when you begin to control your reality, but you free yourself entirely of anything and everything that was holding you back, and you realize you don't need 10 million more techniques. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. You don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. You don't have to do any special routine. All you have to do is take control of the only thing that controls reality, which is your childhood, which then will allow you to get anything that you want, because now there's no more friction. There's no more resistance. There's no more turbulence in the subconscious, because that thing was controlling 95% of reality, and now you've erased it. So now the 95% friction that was happening is gone. So my name's Jake with JakeDucey.com, wishing you a beautiful day. Give me a comment down below that says I'm worthy of what I desire. I'm worthy of what I desire. I want to invite you to just take a minute right now and do this. It's not going to take you long. You are worth doing this. You are worthy of it. You're worthy of giving yourself 2 minutes and just going, all right, I don't have the money I want. All right, I don't have the relationship I want. All right, I don't have the house I want. All right, I don't have this thing that I want, and it hasn't worked out the way that I wanted. What did I learn about childhood, about money? What did I learn in my childhood about relationships, about love, about health, about moods, about happiness, about freedom? And then you're going to find, what did the adults teach you? Or like, what did you hear from your parents? What emotions did you inherit? What beliefs could you have inherited as a result of that unconsciously? And then you replace them with the new ones that you are consciously installing. And then update the software daily by using my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments and in the description right there down below. Give me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of today's video. Let me know. I am worthy of what I desire. You are good enough. You are smart enough. It is just your childhood that is telling you that you are not, and you can actually change your past using this technique. If you enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, bell notification, and I will see you on the next video. You can click here to watch another.